Hey, Tburrier here, and today I'm going to talk a little bit about cleansing and specifically a parasite cleanse. But before we get into a parasite cleanse, do you need a parasite cleanse? Or do you need to cleanse on any sort of regular basis? Well, you should be cleansing on a daily basis, right? So I'm not a big fan of not worrying about cleansing your body on a frequent basis and then just doing like a super cleanse every quarter or something. Your body needs to be nourished and cleansed on a daily basis so that it can remove toxins from cells so that it can put nutrients into cells because two things can't occupy the same space. And so you should be consistently cleansing on a daily basis using fiber and good nutrients. And obviously eating fresh fruits and vegetables. So I'm assuming that part of it. But do you need to be doing some sort of cleanse on a quarterly basis or an annual basis? And the answer is probably, and probably that you should. I just recently did a cleanse that I'm going to walk you through specifically exactly what I used and why I did what I did. But first, I'm going to give you a little bit of things to think about. So we're going to talk a little bit about do you need to cleanse. We're going to talk a little bit about symptoms, a little bit about the types of parasites that you might be encountering, and then I'm going to walk you through the cleanse. So again, starting with do you need one? Well, and again, it's not my place to say what you should or shouldn't do, right? I just provide information and I practice what I preach and I live what I talk about. And, you know, for 60, it's done pretty well for me. So if you eat lots of raw foods, you probably could use a parasite cleanse at some point. If you are touching lots of surfaces, believe it or not, yes. If you have pets, there's a really high probability that you could use some sort of extra parasite cleanse. And if you go barefoot, now I use those four because that's me, right? I practically live barefoot. I play with I kiss my dogs constantly. I eat lots of raw foods and I'm in the water too, touching all kinds of different things. So some symptoms that can be inherent in any sort of worms or parasites or etc. Things like cramps, stomach pains, and I have this on a list. I can't remember all this stuff. Nausea, vomiting, dehydration. Obviously, if you're having vomiting and dehydration, that's really over the top. You should get checked out. Unexplained weight loss, although some people will be happy about that. Fevers, gas, diarrhea, constipation, aches and pains, irritation, itching. A lot of those things can be related to parasites. Redness on your skin, redness in your eyes, fatigue in general, those kinds of things. So the most common things that you might come in contact with that are not they're not really happy creatures, and I'm giving you stuff, and you can go look it up if you want. Hookworms, that's one of the most common. You can get that from water, fruits and vegetables, or pets. Flatworm, blood fluke, uncooked fish, meat, or fruits and vegetables. Scabies, you get those from people. And they don't walk around going, hey, watch out, I got scabies, because they usually don't know. Tapeworms, meat, fish, people, insects. Pinworms, touching surfaces. Giardia, water, food, surfaces. And toxoplasmosis comes from food. Those are just the 8 most common parasites. Hookworms and roundworms are the most common pet parasites that can get transferred over to you. So again, you can do your own research on this stuff and decide for yourself. I hadn't done one for a while, so I'm like, well, I really should do one. And by the 4th or 5th day, I noticed a little bump in my energy. I can't say if that came from me releasing any parasites or worms, or if I even had any. I don't know. I just did it because I operate from a risk management perspective. I don't use the word prevention because I don't think you can prevent anything, but I think you can dramatically reduce risk. And the more you reduce risk, the healthier you tend to be because the things you're doing that reduce risk make you healthy, which leads to a better life in general. So I'm going to walk you through the 6 products that I personally use for my cleanse. This is a base grouping that you can elevate it with additional things. They're all sitting over on the counter right there. So the first and the primary one is a product called Paracleans, and that is specifically designed, right? So it's got all kinds of nutrients in it that are oriented herbs and nutrients that are oriented towards making the environment in your body not one that parasites like. And so it's got things like wormwood and several different kinds of enzymes and amino acids and lots of other herbs and cleansers and binders that are natural, that bind things and pull them out. So it not only is good for parasites, but it's also good for environmental chemicals and toxins and cleansing of the liver, etc. So that is the core product, and I'm going to talk exactly how to use these. And again, you can use these are all from Life Plus, or you can go figure out what you want to do on your own, but you could go look at the ingredients in these and then try to figure it out, which would be hard to find anything of this quality at this price. And stuff, when it comes to taking care of yourself, this is not an area to try to cheap. It's an area where you want to use the best, and if you can get it at a good price, that's even better. And that's the beauty of Life Plus because of their model. They've made products as good or better than anybody, and they get them directly to you, and you don't pay all the middleman stuff. And so it's Paracleans, and there's colon formula. That's a combination of several different fibers and probiotics. And then there's Daily Bio Basics, which has the same fiber and probiotics that are in colon formula, as well as a ton of concentrated fruits and vegetables, antioxidants, your basic vitamins and minerals, and some other immune supporting herbs. So and some super greens. So it's a superpower product. And then there's MSM, which is nutritional sulfur, which most people are deplete of. That's involved in so much in your body. It's so important, and one of the primary things that it does is it takes nutrients into cells and takes toxins out, takes waste out. So it does tons of stuff, but man, that is such an important aspect of it. Not to mention it does all kinds of other things. I mean, people who struggle in a lot of different areas relative to joint discomfort or maybe some allergy related things, MSM tends to help them. Then there's Aloe Vera, which is tremendous for gut health, among being a fabulous immune booster and doing all kinds of other things for you. But primarily we're focused on the gut part for here. And then a super greens formulation, which is called Solus Super Greens, that is it promotes detoxification, builds immunity, and also is great for gut health. So it also is part of that cleansing process. So how I use them, again, they're all sitting over on the counter there, is in the morning you do with Daily Bio Basics, serving of that, along with and I use a high amount of MSM during the cleanse. So the cleanse is 12 days, right? And that's built around the Paracleans. So you start with the and I'll back up. You start with the Paracleans, 1 tablet 3 times a day, right? And then you go the second day, it's 2 tablets. The third day, it's 3. And the fourth day, it's 4. And then you're at 4 tablets 3 times a day until the end of the cleanse, which is essentially 12 days. And so in the morning, you do a Daily Bio Basics, along with 10 MSM tablets, a couple of aloe tablets, or capsules, they're capsules, and then your 1 Paracleanse. And then at noon, around lunchtime, you do your Paracleanse with 5 MSM tablets. And then in the afternoon, you do a colon formula, a scoop of colon formula, and the green medley, which is what the Super Greens is called, Solus Green Medley. So you're doing that as a drink. Tastes good, great detoxification. And then at dinner, you're doing 1 Paracleanse, 10 MSM, and 2 aloes. So that is the schedule, right? And the only thing that changes for 12 days is that you increase the Paracleanse from 1 to 2 on the second day, 2 to 3 on the third day, and 3 to 4 on the fourth day. You do that for 12 days, and I've heard all kinds of stories about what people found or what escaped out of their body. Who knows what it'll do for you? You may notice nothing. You may notice, that your skin looks really good after the end of a couple of weeks, or you just notice a difference in how your energy feels, etc. But one thing is for certain, you'll have gotten a terrific, healthy cleanse, and it will really make a big difference for you in many ways, some of which will be visible and some will not. So if you have any other questions, you can reach out to me. My email's below, or ask whoever shared this video with you. And we'll be happy to provide all the information on the different nutrients and how you can go about ordering them direct from the manufacturer at wholesale, or you can figure it out on your own, but it's a good thing for you to do. So I hope this was helpful. Have a great day.